Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, as it should, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Sorry for these late shows that have been. It's been a very busy couple days. This end of this month has been absolutely insane for me, but of course, we are here to talk about a bunch of things that have been going on in the world, and of course, our main topic that you see in the title, up above, down below, wherever you're watching this show right here. So again, no, I don't want to stay on for like 15 hours tonight. So we're going to get straight into this, but please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do, hit that reaction button if you're watching on those other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please make sure you hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel because I'm talking about a lot of stuff over there that I'm not really talking about over here, and vice versa. So you get a mix of a bunch of different things, you know, and in shorter format over there. So make sure you're subscribed there and subscribe here. All right. Don't forget, hit that join button down below. Become a member, please and thank you. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, most importantly, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Go check it out. I guarantee you're going to find something you're going to love. Okay, guys. Woo! We got to get into it, okay? We got some things we got to talk about. A bunch of different things that are going on in the news. And of course, I can't just not talk about these other things that are going on in the news. So we're going to jump right into it. There's a lot of things that have been going on. And of course, you know, before we get into the meat and potatoes of our show, the conversations that we're going to be having here very shortly, I couldn't not talk about the things that are going on, especially the controversial things that people are talking about, you know, at their local watering holes, at the water cooler, whatever the hell they call it nowadays. Okay, I don't work in an office, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, now there's something that's been interesting that's been going on. I do want to share this with y'all. A plus size rapper by the name of Dank DeMoss was denied a ride by a Lyft driver, and now she is suing this particular Lyft driver because this man who is driving this Lyft was saying, oh, you know, you're so big, you're going to pop my tires. I'm not kidding. We got to take a look at this. This is insane. Like I said, we got a few things that we're talking about, and then we're going to get straight into the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni stuff. You know, while you guys file in, because I know you guys are slowly starting to come in. This is insane. All right. I'm not kidding. This is what she said. Plus size rapper and this is what they're saying. Plus size rapper. All right. Has sued. I don't know. This thing's blocking it. Has sued Lyft after claiming a driver refused to pick her up over fears she was too big to fit in his car and could, quote unquote, bust his tires. Her name is Dank, or she goes by Dank DeMoss. All right. I don't even know how to pronounce her first name, with all due respect. So her name is Dank DeMoss. All right. Her rap name, or her stage name, all right, is Dank DeMoss. All right. She's 36 years old. She filmed her interaction with the Lyft driver earlier this month, showing her arguing back and forth over whether she could fit into his vehicle. She says, I can fit in this car. This is what she said. Believe me, you can't, the driver said in response. Although the driver said he would refund her ride so that she wouldn't be charged for the trip, she sued the taxi service, claiming she was discriminated against. I've been in cars smaller than that, she told Fox 2. I just want them to know that it hurt my feelings. So after Dank DeMoss, okay, shared the video on her Instagram, many jumped to the driver's defense and said she should have listened to his recommendation to order a larger car or a larger ride, the XL. Okay. So it's the law. It's against the law to overload a car, one commenter said in response. The driver was very polite. He explained his valid reasons and even apologized, try seeing things from another's perspective. And of course, this is, of course, the woman here. All right. This is Dank DeMoss. She's a rapper. Okay. We're going to check out this interaction here in a second. So in her video shared to social media, Dank DeMoss said in her caption that she felt discriminated against by the Lyft driver. Am I wrong? She said, it says, am I wrong? Lyft, what have you all got to say about this driver who just discriminated against me? I just feel like you all treat big people like ish, like we don't belong here. The rapper filed a lawsuit against the Lyft driver, claiming she was unfairly treated, and said in her legal action that she suffered emotional distress and humiliation. In her suit, Dank DeMoss says the driver pulled up in a Mercedes-Benz sedan, but locked his cars and tried to drive away when he saw her. That's really messed up. When she confronted him, she says the driver told her she was too big to fit in his back seat and said his tires could not support her weight. What do I have to do with your tires? She was heard asking in the clip. Her attorneys argued that the driver refusing to take her constituted discrimination because weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan. I knew that it was illegal, and I knew that it was wrong. This is what one of her lawyers said, okay, equating the refusal to pick up Dank DeMoss no different than refusing someone transportation based on their race or religion. So another lawyer of hers said, refusing someone transportation based on their weight is not only illegal, but dangerous. Imagine the consequences if Dank DeMoss was unable to seek shelter after the driver left her stranded. This could have ended worse than it did. Now, here's the thing. I mean, of course, when it comes to this, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I'm going to be honest. It's really heartbreaking to hear something like this happen to anyone, right? But it does make you wonder, really, what would you do if you were in this kind of situation? I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you what, if I was driving my ride and I was driving the Lyft and all that, and there's somebody who is, as they say, a plus size, I'm picking them up. I mean, the only thing I could think of, somebody said the seatbelt is a big deal. That would have been relevant. That's a good point there too. Okay, Mika, that's a very good point too. But personally, I'm picking the person up. We gonna give it the old college try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Let's be real. If that person gets in the car and they don't fit in the car, then it's like, okay, I will refund you the money, and don't worry about it. See if you can get another car that you can fit and sit in comfortably. That's just me though, right? I know that not everybody, flows in that type of way, that same way, but still at the same time, I would think that we would all try to do the right thing, right? And hold on, I'm trying to pull up the video. There it is. I feel like most of us would do the right thing and at least try, right? And then if it doesn't work out, then you can at least talk to that person, level with that person, and say, hey, with all due respect, you're not fitting in here. Maybe you go and get an XL. I'll refund you your money. Go on your way. But let's see this interaction. I'm sure this interaction is very revealing. Let's take a look.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another lift.
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe me.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Carter.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, so you hear that, right? And I'm going to be honest. I mean, it is heartbreaking to hear that. Okay, it really, really is. I don't think someone deserves to be treated in that kind of fashion. Just to be completely real, okay? No one does. And I really do think I'm gonna be real. I don't give a damn. Like, you know, it would have to be something really bad. Like I pull up and you're soaking wet. Okay, or I pull up and you are absolutely dirty and nasty, or there has to be something that is for sure a deal breaker, right? But someone who happens to be a little bit bigger, I'm at least going to try. I mean, maybe it's because I'm just a genuinely a good person and I care about people, and instantly I'm thinking, well, if it's even that, if you're talking about, okay, like what the lawyer said, leaving her behind, okay, like leaving her behind, she could be a sitting duck for crime for sure. So even so, it's like, hey, I will wait here. I will wait here. I won't answer any of other lifts. I will wait here until you get this other car. When this car shows up, you can get in the ride and I'll be out, or something of that sort. You see what I'm saying? Try the letter. Like if she says, hey, I can get in the car, it's like, all right, bet. Maybe you might have to move up the front seat, front seat a little bit so she can fit comfortably in the car. But what is that? A 20-minute ride? 20-minute ride or so max? Like what's the big deal? So to me, I'm like, man, that's crazy that the guy would literally go like, nah, you you gonna pop my tires. Nah, you ain't. Nah, I'm done. I'm done. No. No. You ain't riding with me. No. No. That's ridiculous, y'all. That's absolutely sad. The guy could have approached the situation a little bit better. I guarantee you this man is going to get fired, okay, or let go from Lyft. Unless they have some strange thing where there's some sort of clause in there with each individual driver where it's like, okay, they can pick somebody up or deny somebody a ride at their own discretion. That could be something in a contract that's in very fine print somewhere in the Lyft contracts for these drivers. That's possible. But she did not pose a threat to him. You see what I'm saying? This isn't about her robbing him or taking his life. This is her just trying to get a ride to wherever she was trying to get to. So it's sad to me, y'all. That's really, really sad. Okay? That's really, really sad. There could have been there definitely was a different way he could have approached this situation, and he didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could see her suing Lyft and suing the driver for sure. That dude's going to lose his job and probably never drive ever again with his nice Mercedes Benz. You're going to have to sell that Mercedes Benz now that he lost that Lyft gig. I'm telling you right now, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. But we'll see what happens. But what say you guys, right? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think that he did the right thing by denying her the ride? Or do you think that he should have let her, you know what I'm saying? Should have let her just get in the ride and give it a shot and see what happens. Also, at the same time, so she's about, from my understanding, she's like almost 500 pounds, right? She's 489, I think. 489 pounds or something like that. I'm trying to see where that information is. It's somewhere here. Hold on. Where is it? No, she's just 400 pounds. So she's about 400 pounds, right? Still, I don't know. To me, I just don't think it's right. And he could have tried and then been respectful and said, hey, I can't give you the ride, but I'll sit here. I'll refund you your money. Go, you get another lift, maybe a bigger, a larger ride that can take you and you can fit in that car comfortably and we can keep it moving, right? So again, and Mr. Beard just said, Pascal, he was nice to her, probably too nice to her. And she seems to have taken him for a ride. Well, if you really think about it, he said, oh no, it was like as if he was like, no, you're gonna wreck my car. He said, you're gonna pop my tires. I don't think he's being respectful to her by saying you're gonna wreck up my car by you even getting in this ride. That's not respectful. That's not respectful at all. There's definitely a way that you can approach a situation where you're not coming off like a complete jackass. And that's exactly what's going on here. I'm sorry, but if somebody goes, nah, I can't drive you, man, because you might pop my tires. That's not respectful. Last I checked, that's not respectful. Okay. That's by far a respectful thing to say. But let's take a look at this news clip about this whole situation, shall we?
Going viral for something other than her music.
Fans know her as Dank Damas, and they're fuming after a Lyft driver allegedly denied her a ride because of her size. And Fox News' Jessica Dupnack is live in Detroit with this story. And my goodness, tell us how this all unfolded here, Jessica.
My car is smarter than that,
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that,
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires,
Again, somebody's sitting there saying, hey, you're going to do this, and this. You're going to pop my tires. Does not come off like you're going to be nice. And don't worry, Mr. Beer. We're getting into the Blake Lively stuff here in just a minute. Like I said, we're starting with some other things, and we're going to get into that because there's a lot going on in the world, and we need to talk about as much of it as we can. All right. So sit tight. All right. Let's get into this.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
Got to cut this out because of music.
Crushed by the situation.
I just want them to know, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal, and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see like what we go through as bigger people,
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat. But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video. That is why he denied her ride.
Okay. That it is very, very clear that the reason why he denied her a ride is because of her weight. Period, point blank. And you just heard that. Lyft does not have anything that says, they can deny somebody a ride because of their physical, because of their weight or whatever. So again, the Lyft done screwed the dumb pooch. They screwed up big time. So again, not surprised that she's suing the pants out of both situations, out of the driver and the Lyft company, because that policy should not have happened. He should not have done what he did, and that's messed up. Like I said, what would you do if you were in the situation, right? What would you do if you were in that situation? Would you let it flow, let it go like that, and just let her get in the ride, or would you sit there and go, nah, you sit down, okay? You wait right here. I'm gonna go and you got to go get another ride, right? So again, watch them fix up, okay? Watch them fix up their policies here real quick, because if she's suing the pants out of Lyft, hail to the yeah. I can see them going, lawyers, we need to get back into there and revamp our policies so this doesn't happen ever again. How about that, right? Yeah, let me do a poll. In fact, what should I say? What would be the question? What's the question I should ask for that? It'll be a quick one, because we're going straight into the other stories. Because like I said, we got a couple stories back to back to back, okay? Before we get into the main event, the main conversation, okay? Just a few other things, all right? But yeah, I'm curious. What y'all think? What should I say? Let's see. Would you let me do that? There we go. Let's just do that. We're going to keep it simple. I said, would you give that woman a ride? Right? And you said, and I have, yes, I would, or hell no, get another ride. Okay. So let's just go there. It's plain and simple. Okay. Now, here's the thing, though. He can choose who can get in. I understand that 110%. But then at the same time, there's got to be a better way of doing things. Like, let's be real. You pull up, right? Like, imagine you pulling up and a person's just puking like crazy, right? Someone's puking like crazy. You're pulling up to it's St. Patty's Day, okay? It's the middle of the afternoon. Maybe it's close to nighttime. The sun is about to go down, that kind of thing. It's getting close, but the people have been going out and kicking it hard. You pull up, and it's prime time because it's St. Patty's Day, so you know for a fact premium rates are all at an all-time high. You pull up, you see dude or girl, some person that you're supposed to pick up, just puking on the side of the road. waiting for you to pick them up. What are you going to do? Are you going to let them in that ride? I'll tell you what. Hell no. You ain't getting in the ride, man. You ain't no. You're puking, man. No. I'd be like, yo, take your money back. Order another one if you want to. Because you don't have any responsibility on that particular person. But the right thing is the right thing to do is to make sure that they get in, they get the ride that they need, right? But I'm not gonna pick up some person. I mean, I've never done a Lyft or I've never done ride share. You know what I mean? I've never worked in a Lyft or Uber. Okay, I've never done that before. But I'll tell you, I would never let somebody in the car if they were just blackout drunk, puking all over the place. But I'd try to be like, where's your friend? You have a friend here or something like that. Yo, man, can you keep an eye on your boy? I'm going to refund him the money, but he's drunk and he's puking everywhere. I can't get him in this car. I'm sorry. I just can't. And I feel like it would be the same thing as someone who happens to be of a larger size. Real talk. Okay, you're not going to fit in this car. And if it's like, hey, no, I can't fit in this car. Okay, let's give it a shot. Sure. Let's just try it. And if it doesn't work out and that person's uncomfortable, then it's like, hey, all right, I'll refund you the money. Go ahead and order another Uber. I'll be right here. I'll stand right here to make sure you get in that other Uber safely. All right? Or that Lyft safely. And then they get to the other Lyft and then they be on their way. And that's it. You see what I'm saying? And I know, easier said than done type ish, but at the same time, it's like, yo, be cordial, be kind, be polite to people. Okay? Because yeah, they might be a larger size, but that doesn't mean that they don't have rights or they don't deserve to be respected. That's ridiculous. Okay? And yes, it is his vehicle. Absolutely. But there's got to be a different way you handle the situation. If he says no, that's fine. That's his prerogative. As you guys say, it is his vehicle. But at the same time, that's not how he was saying, right? That's not how he was addressing it to her. You're going to pop my tires. You're going to mess up the shocks in my car, something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's jacked up. That's messed up. There's a way to address a situation and talk to somebody in a better way and getting your point across without hurting somebody's feelings. Real talk. Without hurting somebody's feelings to the point where you end up getting sued up in this mother lover. Okay? Because you decided not to be nice. Just saying. But again, there's some people out here that are like, hey, get your bag, girl. And then there's some other people that are like, no, you wrong for that. You suing him for what? It's his ride. He has every right to do whatever the hell he wants. For sure. Absolutely. But he could have addressed the situation better. He could have led with respect, and he didn't. He didn't. You guys, some of y'all like, he was nice. No, he wasn't. How he was addressing her was, sure, it was very matter of fact, but there were some parts that were like, whoa, that's rude, man. That's messed up. Don't say that. Because the nicety, even though you got the tone of being nice, you're still saying insulting things. You got to be better than that. Okay? That's just what I think. All right? But moving on. Okay? But what say you guys? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that for sure. Okay? Love to hear your thoughts. Now, there is a few things. There's a bunch of different things that we need to talk about. I'm not going to talk about everything here, but there are a few things. That's just something real quick. All right. So we're going to get straight into I know some of y'all are waiting for that. So we're going to get into the Blake Lively stuff. Yay. Okay. We're going to get straight into the Blake Lively stuff. And there's a lot of different things that are going on right now. Okay. First and foremost, something that I just found out while filming for the second channel one of the things that's interesting is that they do now have a trial date set for Justin Baldoni v. Blake Lively, aka Ryan Reynolds, or the Reynolds. Okay, they are now having a trial date set for March. This to me is wild. Okay, and again, shows us that there will not be any kind of settling outside of court. There's no way. You got to understand, y'all. Okay, there is no way that they are going to settle outside of court. Everything now is on the world stage. Everybody and their mama is watching this. Everybody now knows that Justin Baldoni has been donned a dirty, dirty man. That Blake Lively and Hollywood sweetheart Ryan Reynolds have basically thrown this man under the doggone bus and have said, yeah, he's a monster. He's disgusting. He did some terrible, deplorable things. There is no way on God's green earth they are going to settle outside of court. Not a chance. Are you kidding me? Justin's going to be like, nah, I already know it. Justin's already basically saying, hell no. You made me lose multi-million-dollar picture deals. You got me kicked out of the biggest talent agency in Hollywood. And then on top of it, you got everybody out here thinking that I'm an absolute monster. There is no way I'm going to settle with you now. Ain't no way. So then you got Blake Lively, same thing. The rumors out here before all this stuff dropped, just the rumors in general, when the movie first came out. Remember, everybody and their mom was talking about things. Talking about, oh, there must have been something weird that happened between Baldoni and Lively. What's happening? What happened with Lively and Baldoni? She wanted to turn it into a rom-com. He didn't want to turn it into a rom-com. So on and so forth, right? Just absolute madness and craziness. People just speculating and the rumor milling. And then suddenly everything, the S harassment claims and the lawsuit dropped by Blake Lively, and then everything just went off like a powder keg. Real talk. It's been insane with this one. But there's no way, now that we see this, there is no way on God's green earth they are going to settle outside of the Dom court. Let's take a look at this. Shout out to Court TV.
Some new developments to share with you in the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni legal feud. A federal judge has set a trial date for those two of March 9th, 2026. This will be when the actors can finally resolve their claims over what happened during filming of the movie It Ends With Us. The judge also ordered a conference next week after Lively's lawyers said that Baldoni's lawyers tried to wreck her career. Baldoni's attorneys say that Lively has launched a smear campaign against him. Lively sued Baldoni back in December for harassment, and then Baldoni sued her, sued the New York Times this past month, accusing them of publishing false claims that made by Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds that they say are defamatory, and also they're claiming extortion here as well. Wow, this is a big mess, and now the judge has it on the calendar. So here we go. We're off to the races legally with these two. We'll keep you updated.
Now, again, shout out to Court TV and all that, obviously. Let's not forget, we got to show love and give credit where credit is due. But let me tell you something real quick. All right. First off, the New York Times is a very important piece of information. That's a very important piece because we are going to be talking about that in just a minute. Just like I said, there's a lot of things that are going on right now. First off, trial date has been set for March 2026. There's also going to be another hearing. There's going to be a hearing next, if I'm correct, next week. Okay. Sometime next week. I'm going to roll that back a little bit, but I think she said sometime next week or within the top of February. Okay. Now, the reason why this is important is because this is going to be the hearing on, and this is where the decision is going to be made by the judge on whether or not this gag order is going to be set in place on Justin Baldoni and his lawyers. So in the next couple weeks, we should know whether or not he's going to tell Justin Baldoni and his lawyers to shut up, or if they're going to sit there and say, nah, keep talking. You ain't doing anything wrong. You ain't doing anything. You're not doing anything illegal. Keep talking. Go ahead and do your thing, buddy. Enjoy. Go with God. Namaste. Right? I'm a feminist. Let's move on, though. Let me play that little piece again.
Tried to wreck her career. Baldoni's attorneys say that Lively has launched a smear campaign against him. Lively sued Baldoni back in December for harassment, and then Baldoni sued her, sued the New York Times, this past month, accusing them of publishing false claims that...
No, it's back here further. Sorry about that, guys.
Next week, after Lively's lawyers...
Yep.
During filming of the movie, It Ends With Us. The judge also ordered a conference next week after Lively's lawyers said that Baldoni's lawyers tried to wreck her career.
So, next week, there will be a hearing. The judge will be making a decision at that time on whether or not they are going to gag Justin Baldoni and his team of lawyers. If that actually happens, that's going to be interesting as hell. That's all I got to say. I mean, if they decide to gag him, all right, that's going to be very interesting nonetheless. Okay? Now, hold on. I'm trying to get this thing up. Okay. Now, here's something that is very, very interesting, and I think is very important for all of us to see. Okay. First and foremost, there was a huge New York Times article that came out around the same time that Blake Lively dropped her lawsuit, claiming that he SH'd her, that he turned he created a toxic work environment, so on and so forth. Now, what's very interesting about this whole thing with this New York Times article is that this article was already in process, in the works, days before she even filed her lawsuit. Now, what she claims is that Justin Baldoni was the one who's concocting this elaborate smear campaign, trying to destroy her name, when in actuality, she was already working in tandem with the New York Times well in advance before her lawsuit dropped. Now, you got to understand, this shows how bad, okay? This shows how bad. This shows how bad, or how desperate, I'm sorry, she is wanting to look like she is the damsel in distress, and that Justin Baldoni is the absolute monster, and that he and Wayfair were going out of their way trying to destroy Blake Lively. But that doesn't look like it's the case right now. At least how this pendulum is swinging, revolving around this new article right here. Now it says, explosive clue. New York Times prepped Blake Lively's report before complaint was public. And we're going to get into this because, again, this is absolutely crazy. And again, if this is 110% true, then this is wild. And it all comes from internet sleuths like you. Yeah. Some of y'all went and did your due diligence, and you were able to look into the metadata and figure out that, oh my damn, at least a week before her complaint came out to the public, that became public domain, she was already talking to at least a week. I'll talk about that in a second, but she had conversations and was working closely with the New York Times. They had already been concocting, putting things together, and making her case out here for everyone to see and, totally clutch their pearls and get all surprised. And in my personal opinion, this had to have happened at least a week. Because again, the article itself is a massive article. There's a lot being said in that article. They had a lot of information. They had stills from the movie. They had stills from the premieres, etc. You have to do your due diligence and get ready. And there's a lot of prep for a big ass article, bombshell article like it was. And again, that article was, "We can bury anyone inside a Hollywood smear machine." And that was the article. But through metadata, they were able to look things up and show that, yeah, she was talking to them at least. She was talking to them for a good while, guys. For a good while. And that, my friends, is insane. Okay? Now, let's take a look at this article. Okay? Let's take a look at this. The New York Times started prepping its bombshell report about how Blake Lively was SH'd by Justin Baldoni at least 5 days before her lawsuit was in public domain. Again, what she filed happened the day before this article dropped. And I'm telling you, if you read the article, you'll see for yourself. And sure, people do work fast. Let's be real. The news be newsing. But they had so much in that article. There's no freaking way this person just took one day to write this whole thing and get it all ready. There's no way. In my personal opinion, there's just no bloody way. This person knew. This person had a heads up. They knew what was going to go down. And they said, yeah, look, we about it. Let's go and let's expose this guy. And then that's what they did. But moving on, okay? A composite image of the It Ends With Us co-stars created for the article, which is the one I just told you guys about this Hollywood smear machine, has a December 16, 2024 date embedded in its URL. Now, again, this isn't from the Daily Mail. This is from a TikToker that was able to do their due diligence, go into the metadata and look into it and say, oh, wow, it does say it right there in the URL, like right up here. It literally says right up there, the dates. And we're going to look at that video here in just a minute. Insane stuff that might suggest that Times staffers had advanced knowledge of Lively's complaint and had a story ready for publication, when she filed it with the California Civil Rights Department on December 20th. The Times report was published on the 21st. You're telling me this person was going to be able to write this big old thing and have everything put together within 24 hours, less than 24 hours? That's insane. Okay? That's insane. So moving on. Any such coordination on the actress's part would determine her central claim that it was Baldoni who is scheming with his media partners to trash her reputation rather than the other way around. It could also hand the dishy actor director more ammunition against the Times after he sued the Gray Lady for $250 million, claiming its reporting was rife with inaccuracies, misrepresentations, and omissions. The astonishing data clue was first spotted by a content creator, which we're going to see here in just a second. And they're saying that some of these were up and created as early as the 16th of December. And several other ones were on the December 18th and then December 20th. Again, these are all put up way later. Okay? It's insane. And Leanne, I saw that too. We're gonna be looking at that. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate that. We are gonna be looking at that. I have that ready to go. We're gonna look at that and talk about that here very, very shortly. But again, still, that's insane. So you got somebody who's been working with a huge news company, putting this whole thing together so that when it drops harder than Hiroshima. So let's continue. Lively and her Hollywood megastar husband, Ryan Reynolds, have asked the court to slap a protective order on Baldoni's lawyers to stop them making harassing and retaliatory comments to the media. Baldoni's attorney, Friedman, opposes the attempted takedown on the grounds that it is grossly unfair to bar the dad of two from putting his side in the public domain weeks after Lively used the New York Times to present hers. And I can't stress that enough. Baldoni's lawyer has absolutely 110% a solid freaking point. You mean to tell me she can go out here, do this huge article, big, huge bombshell article with the New York Times, and he can't even put out his side of the story? You mean to tell me that as soon as he puts out a video of them slow dancing, all right, acting, and he's being respectful, seemingly respectful in that take, they try to slap him with a gag order? Why? He puts out, let's just say, he puts out his voicemail that we saw last night, we listened to last night. He puts that out. He's like, hey, here's this. And it's him groveling, literally groveling to this woman. Because, of course, he wants the job and he doesn't want to lose the job. And he knows exactly who he's messing with. He is messing with Miss Ryan Reynolds. Let's not forget that. With all due respect, that is the truth. Who's the biggest star out of the two of them? Because if Blake Lively was the biggest star between her and Ryan Reynolds, then I would sit there and say, yeah, her husband, Mr. Blake Lively, but that's not the case here. Ryan Reynolds is the bigger name and the bigger star. So what do you think he's doing in that voicemail? He's groveling because he knows for a fact these are two people, or she at least is married to a very powerful man in the Hollywood industry, in the game. And he doesn't want to piss off a man who could potentially make his life, turn his life either into he could turn into a household name, or his life could be in shambles, could be living in a shoebox in the streets of Hollywood. So, of course, he's going to do everything he can to suck ass. And that's what he did. But they put that stuff out. And they're still tripling, quadrupling down, trying to get this gag order enacted. Why? She's allowed to speak, but he's not. I think that's absolutely crazy. And then also, that opens up questions that need to be answered that now are erected from the court of public opinion. Because it's like, wait a second, if you're so desperate to get him to stay quiet, why? Are you trying to hide something? Did something really go on? What actually happened here? Why is this, what's up with this drama? I just don't think it's fair. I just don't think it's fair. And again, she had time. She gave these people a heads up and said, hey, this is what's going on. I'm about to drop this lawsuit against him, Wayfair, and everything revolving around this movie because he's an absolute monster. He was a jerk. He made the environment that we were working in terrible. It was absolutely the worst experience of my life. And I'm giving you, New York Times, the exclusive. but we got to keep it on the hush. And then when I'm really ready to drop this whole thing, you can drop that article. As soon as this lawsuit is put out into the public, you can do what you want. She wanted to surprise the hell out of him. This was her own smear campaign. And now we're seeing it, and we're seeing that stuff in 4K, which is insane. Let's take a look. Okay, again, of course, there's a lot going on, and now I feel like the New York Times has a lot of explaining to do as well. They really do have a lot of explaining to do, and hopefully at some point they do explain that stuff and speak out, because everybody and their mama now is talking about this very clip right here. So shout out to Gucci Pooj, okay? But she did the metadata. She looked it up. And I know that there's another clip that we're going to look at here shortly of somebody looking into the metadata even more. And it's insane. All right, so let's take a look at this too. All right. By the way, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. Please and thank you. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay? Dagnabbit. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe. Subscribe. Okay? It helps the show. Okay? It helps us grow and all that as well. Let's take a listen to this.
Have extremely compelling evidence that Blake Lively actually gave New York Times her complaint before she filed it with the Civil Rights Department. This comment says, "This is great research. I don't suppose anyone has checked the metadata on the images in the New York Times article." You beautiful genius. It wasn't the metadata where I found the date. It's the fact that New York Times labels their hosted images with dates. And this image, if you follow the images linked in the New York Times article, each image is hosted with its own link. And if we zoom in right here, you can see that says December 16th, 2024, which means
right there, December 16th, 2024. It's in there. It's already, you can see it right there, right? I'm going to turn it up as loud as I can, but you can see it right there. All right. Technology just exposed the New York Times.
Means that unless New York Times mislabeled the date for this, New York Times had Blake Lively's complaint for at least 5 days before they published the article.
At least.
Not just this one. All of the graphics that they used are hosted like that. This one is dated December 20th,
By the way, notice that he's never in any of these photos. He's nowhere near these people. He's nowhere near his co-stars at all. And I keep wondering if this turned into some sort of like summer camp rumor BS type of thing where everyone sided with the popular kids because they knew that they have power. That's just me shooting from the hip, okay? With my theory. All right. I don't know, I don't have all the facts, and I don't have a source, or you know what I mean? This is just me talking from what I'm seeing from the nosebleed seats. And from what I see, it feels like this is some high school BS. Like this is some high school theater crap. And it's like everyone only hears one side of the story. They don't listen, or they don't even bother to ask him what happened. They're just listening to her and saying, oh, that's what it is. If that's what happened, oh my God, because they know for a fact she's Mrs. Ryan Reynolds. Need I say more? So of course everybody's going to lean towards her. She's next to the power. She's a bigger name than Justin Baldoni. With all due respect, I've never heard of this man in my life, okay? Until this movie. Until this debacle. With all due respect, I'm not sitting here saying that he's a good actor. He did a great job in the movie. I saw it. He was good. He did a good job. But at the same time, I don't know him. And I know some of y'all are like, the Virgin, Jane, whatever the hell the show is. I don't know that show. Didn't even know that there was a show out there about a woman that was a virgin. Okay? Didn't know it. So that's news to me too. But at the same time, okay, if he was in that movie or in that TV show, fantastic. But he's not a huge name. This was hopefully going to be that thing that was going to get him out there into the zeitgeist. Become that household name. Ooh, who that guy? Such and such. Ooh, who that guy? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with everybody else that was involved. All those other actors, they're not huge names. They're names. You recognize them, like Hassan. I forgot his name, last name, but he's a comedian. He plays the husband of Justin Baldoni's sister in the movie and all that. You know what I mean? So you see people that are like, oh, I know that guy. I know her too, but I don't know her name, but I've seen her in movies. They're not Ryan Reynolds status. They're not even Blake Lively status. Let's keep it a bean. So again, who are they going to listen to and who are they going to believe more? Justin Baldoni or the woman who's standing right next to the woman who's standing right next to the power? And they all trying to get on. Let's be real. They're all trying to get on. Yeah, Hassan Minaj, thank you so much. Yeah, he was in the movie. Hassan Minaj. But you see what I'm saying? All of these people, they're not huge names that are like, ooh, everyone clamoring to the theaters to see them act in this movie. No, it's Blake Lively. She is the star of the movie. She is the bigger name out of everybody, but she is also the woman who is married to Ryan Reynolds. So, of course, all these people want to find success. The last thing they want to do is screw up and piss off the woman who's married to Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, but that's the truth too. So, of course, they're going to sit there and go, well, she trusts me, so I'm going to listen to her. Oh, my God, he did that? Oh, what a jerk. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. Then it turns into a high school thing. Like I said, it's very high school. It's very high school. And it's just based on rumors. Insane, guys. He was in a basement with his family, chilling, sitting on stacks of bottled water for this premiere. Can you believe that? That is insane. I'm sorry, guys, but let's continue on. That's just knuckin' futz.
20th, December 18th. And then this one is from the 21st. There was no date attached inside the actual metadata, or maybe I'm just not technically advanced enough to be able to find that. Why does any of this matter? Well, because Blake Lively's team are trying to say that Justin Baldoni's team are the first people that leaked this information to the press. And yet somehow on the 16th of December, they're able to make the headline image. We already knew because of the timeline, New York Times essentially had to have it in advance. Now I feel like we just know a little bit better about when they definitely had it by. I think this is...
And of course, it's not like they're jumping into a damn time machine and going all the way back. Okay, they're not jumping in the DeLorean and saying we're going back to the future. They're not doing that. It's not physically possible, at least as far as we know. Okay, so how would they know about any of this stuff? How would they know any of this stuff? It's because she told them everything well in advance. Way before he was able to even say anything to anyone about anything. So she is wrong for this.
Proof that they had it at least before the 16th of December, because they did have to develop this graphic. And by the way, it's really important who gave it to the media first, not who published it first, because the actual rule of professional conduct, Rule 3.6, which Blake Lively's team is trying to say that Justin Baldoni's team violated. In the part where it talks about when you can defend yourself, a lawyer can make a statement to protect their client if there's a publicity not initiated by the lawyer or the lawyer's client. Not initiated. And I think initiated is the important word. It doesn't say published, it says initiated. And if the New York Times started making graphics for their articles by the 16th of December, I think it is very clear who initiated the release to the media. I mean, it was clear before this, but now we at least have a date. Okay, love you guys. Drink water. Bye.
Okay. So again, that is very interesting, don't you think? Don't you agree? It is a little bit interesting that this information would be out here, this metadata, which expose New York Times as far as them concocting, writing, coming up with the title, getting everything prepared for this particular article well before anyone was doing a smear campaign on anyone. And again, This shows that Justin Baldoni, with his $400 million lawsuit that he has against not only just after Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, he is also going after the New York Times. So now the New York Times has a lot of explaining to do as well. Ain't that about a shut your mouth? Ain't that something? Now, here's something that I think is interesting. Let me show you guys this. This is from a tweet. Shout out to Leanne. All right. And she added me on this, so I appreciate this. So I saw the videos going about the metadata on New York Times Images in the article that dropped the story about Lively's CRD complaint and the alleged smear campaign. But no one looked at the metadata from the text messages because they were embedded. So I got the metadata, and it shows the text messages were embedded on Halloween 2024. Almost 2 months before the CRD was filed. It would have been impossible for Baldoni to have leaked this. My personal opinion, there has been enough lengthy, well-coordinated collusion between all involved, and the timing of both Lively CRD and Stephanie Jones' filings right before Christmas was no coinky dink. Let's take a look at this right here. This is interesting. What? Let's take a look.
So I've just come to check out the metadata theory that everyone's got on this article in the New York Times about the Blake Lively CRD complaint.
Uh-huh. Stop.
And they're right. It is the 16th of December 2024.
Okay. See. Thank you for the computer whizzes out here. Okay. Shout out to the computer whizzes. All right. Thank you for all that weird technological hoodoo voodoo that you do. Let's continue.
Which is several days before the filing. Well, I noticed then, I think on Popcorn Planet, that, or possibly Dave Mills, that they weren't sure how to determine the date of the text messages which have been embedded. But there is a way to do it.
Now, hold on really quick. These text messages were also embedded into the thing, and I understand that these text messages were also doctored as well. So, okay, this is going to be interesting. Hold on. Down to inspect. Yo!
Like that, which highlights these text messages.
Yo! Wait a second.
Embedded into the article.
Yo! What the fuck? Okay, they were in. So they've been wait a second. Hold up. No. Hold up. You mean to tell me? Let me get this right. And let me get this right. They've been working on this well be like as far back as October. What? I'm sorry, gotta hit it again. They've been working on this since October, y'all. If this metadata shows us the truth. What? Okay, hold on. Since October, y'all. I gotta rewind this. Hold up. That's insane. Hold on. Let me roll a little bit more so she can explain the text messages a little more time. Say what, man?
But there is a way to do it.
What?
So highlight that, which highlights these text messages. They were embedded into the article on the 31st of October 2024, nearly 2 months before the lawsuit, before the CRD complaint was even filed.
Wow.
And I'll check some other messages.
Yeah, please go on, girl. Wow. What is going on? Wait.
Absolutely no way Justin Baldoni or his team could have leaked this.
Okay, so hold on. Wait, so here's the thing though. That's insane. Hold on. Hold on. So you mean to tell me, like, so I can understand this a little bit as well, because I got questions. Because if you say that you take a screenshot and then you send that person the screenshot, or you say you send it to an article or to a writer, right? And then they take that and they put it in there. Okay. They embed it into the actual article. Wouldn't that screenshot of said that screenshot that I sent them, say that I screenshotted it on Halloween and then sent it to what's the article's the author of this, the reporter, I forgot her name, but say I screenshot something and send it to a particular person. So I screenshot it on the 31st. I send it to them on October 31st, Halloween. They take it, they hold on to it, right? And then they embed it into, but maybe I don't send it to them exactly on the 31st. Let's just say I screenshot something and I did it on the 31st. But then a month later, I send that actual screenshot that I took on the 31st to that particular reporter. They take it, they embed it into the article on the 16th of December. Could it possibly be that the metadata of that original date, wouldn't it still be there? Right? So I guess that's the question I have instantly. Would that, because again, if I send that person that photo, that screenshot, then that information of it being screenshot on the 31st of December, no matter what day I text it to him or send it to him, it's imprinted on that photo, correct? So when they take that photo, that screenshot, and they put it into this article, say on the 16th, then it would still say the 31st of October when I originally took that screenshot, right? I guess that's the question I have right there, because instantly I'm going, well, then her team, because still that's shocking as hell, but I feel like her team, Blake Lively's team, could literally argue that, wait a second, it wasn't in October. Yes, I took a photo of a screenshot of the text messages, and yes, I held on to them. Yes, I gave them to this reporter on December 16th, but we weren't talking until December 16th when they first started writing this article. So they are screenshots from the 31st of October, but I didn't give it to anybody until well into December. I feel like that's one thing that I'd love to get kind of answered a little bit better, but still, that's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy, because then that shows that she's been working on it, which is still echoing in, backing my theory, which is she probably was talking to somebody for a minute and saying, "Nah, I want to take this man down, and I'm filing this lawsuit. I'm filing this complaint. I want his life ruined. And I'm giving you the scoop. I'm giving you all the tea." So Leanne is here, so thank you. Said, in theory, it could have been shared earlier, but the date is embedding date. Yeah, you got a point there too. Hold on, let me just share that and show you guys that again. See, it says message embedded generator right there. I'll show it. Hold on.
Which highlights these text messages.
Right there. Message embedded or message embed. Halloween. So this person has been working on this for a minute. If this is correct, they have been working on this for a minute. And this completely debunks anything that has anything to do with with Justin Baldoni trying to destroy Blake Lively. That's insane, y'all. That is insane. Have mercy. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with me, because that is crazy. We knew it was far back, but we didn't know it was this far back, right? Potentially this far back. That's insane. But again, I mean, for what we know right now, what say you guys? Clearly, there's a lot going on here. Clearly, I think there's a lot of muckery going on. And I don't think, I'm going to be real, I don't think Justin Baldoni's all the way out of the dark yet. I really don't. I really think something went down. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that answer, right? I don't know if we're going to ever get that definitive answer of like what really went down. Why did they get, why did this become what it became? Obviously there's been people like Candace Owens with their theories, basically saying that Ryan Reynolds swooped in and just took over and was just being trying to be as alpha as he can be in protecting his wife. And it's all about jealousy. And he had, jealousy, control issues and all that stuff. I don't know about all that stuff, right? Those are theories for sure. And I'm not sitting here saying that they're wrong, but I will say that we have no confirmation of those things. And the thing is sure, Justin Baldoni is coming out right now as like, hey, the innocent guy. But at the same time, I still feel like there's a lot more to this story than they've actually really put out here. Okay. And it's, like I said, it's a very weird situation. Footsie's girl, what's up? Thank you so much for the love. Ask yourself how the New York Times received a workplace complaint, like a government EEO complaint. These are held in strict confidence. So, well, it's a good point. It's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Something's up for sure. Okay. Something's definitely up. And I'm wondering what's going on here. It's very weird. But anyway, let me end this poll really quick. 263 votes, and out of all of them, 66% of y'all said, nah, get another ride. Oh my God. Savages. All of you. All 66% of you guys, savages. Oh my God. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. All right. Yeah, I'm wondering. And here's the thing. Come on, you're saying, come on, Candace is most likely 100% correct. I don't know about that, y'all. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't. And it's not because of how I feel. My personal opinions on Candace Owens or anything like that. All right. I'm not. It's not like that at all. All right. But at the same time, I just don't. Yeah, nothing more to come out to support Blake. Come on, but definitely there's going to be more things that are going to be coming out for sure. And of course, for me though, I don't know if this was like a thing that was only done on her part. Unless Blake Lively is so absolutely insane where she thinks that every person wants to bang her, then obviously there's something more something worse going on here. Let's be real. You know, it's almost like a really crappy SNL skit. You know, the girl who thinks everyone thinks she's hot. You know, why are you so obsessed with me? Oh my God, stop. You're so obsessed. And the whole skit is the guy going, you're repulsive, Susan. I hate you, Susan. You're so obsessed. Stop. You're so obsessed with me. Right? Because it almost seems like that a little bit. That he sits there and is like, hey, we can do this job together. We can really make this movie amazing. You and I together doing this and making this movie, you know, it's a partnership. We're going to kick some serious butt. You know, but I really need your, you know, we're going to work together. We're going to make this thing happen. And the entire time, all she's hearing is, I want to see you naked. 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 I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's insane to me. If that's how she thinks in her head, that she just thinks everybody thinks she just fine as wine, that's crazy. Yeah. Lynn just said, it's called conceited, Pascal. Conceited. Yeah, absolutely conceited. Hell yeah. But imagine that. Like I said, it's like a really crappy SNL skit. It's just so obsessed with me. And everyone hates her. Everyone in the room, in the skit, hates her. But she just thinks everyone wants to get with her. You know? Everyone wants to get her number. It's like that. And it's like, no, he's just trying to get the job done. And he's kissing her ass, sucking up to her so that she can make Mrs. Ryan Reynolds happy so that they can make this picture and so they can move on with their lives. But he knows for a fact, if he makes her angry, he gonna make Ryan Reynolds happy. So then, big time movie star really mad and not happy about how I've treated his wife. This is not good. Oh no. There goes my career. You're never going to work in this town again, buddy. Okay, buddy? I see that easy. But there's something else here I want to share with y'all. They are coming out with more stuff. Blake Lively's very flirty exchanges with Justin Baldoni before things took a turn on It Ends With Us. Yes. What the hell's going on here? And I'd like to know what the is going on, right? Their ongoing legal battle has painted them as mortal enemies in the public eye. But early exchanges between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni hint at a vastly different flirtatious beginning to their saga. Uh-oh. So, an analysis of the trove of texts and messages buried in hundreds of pages of sparring legal filings in the nasty war of words raises an elusive question. Just who was flirting with whom? Yes, I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get work done that we're proud of and to do it together. This is what she said tenderly to Baldoni in one such exchange. Okay. It just clicks when we find it. Their 2024 adaptation, we already know about this movie, okay, which, by the way, they made a good amount of money, which is also an interesting theory that I have, okay? First off, this movie had a budget of $25 million, and it made $351 million. Now, first off, that's a whole lot of money. To me, that sounds like a very, very successful movie. Now, I'm going to tell you what, though. Some people out there were saying that this whole debacle back in the day before it turned into lawsuits and people saying she said, and he said, all that BS, right? Before all that crap, people were sitting there saying, wait a second, this is just one big ass ploy to get people to go see this movie. This is all one big campaign to try to get people to go see the movie. Because if we cause controversy, people are going to want to see why there's such controversy around this movie. Yes, one big ass PR stunt. But what's up with that? What actually happened? It ended up working out. Why? Because the movie that was only a $25 million budget made $351 million in the box office. Because everybody and their mama ran over there to go see it. What happened? These two great-looking people angry at each other? What really happened in the movie? Let me see. And that's exactly what happened here. People clamored to the movies to see it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's other people that were fans of the book to begin with. So those fans went and saw it. But everybody else went and saw it because of the campaign and the drama that was stewing all over TikTok and on the YouTubes. I remember talking about this randomly during the time that we were talking about another big lawsuit, right? Another big suit that was going on. I even said, I don't understand what the whole big deal is about this movie, right? I don't know. It just seems weird. I'm still trying to understand the what the calamity around all of this is. Why is everybody going team, Blake Lively or team Justin or any of these things? I still, I saw all the TikToks, saw plenty of them back then. Well, guess what? All of those people went and saw that movie, right? Either they panned the movie or they said it was pretty good. Not as good as the book, but it was pretty good. And what happened? Everybody went and saw that movie. All because of this BS. But now it's more real than ever. What would be wild is if they said, we're making the sequel and we're bringing everybody back. Oh my God. Can you imagine? After all this, while they're doing all this, the lawsuits and everything, they're like, we're bringing them all back together to make the sequel. Oh my God. Then I'd be like, okay, this is the most insane stuff I've seen in a really, really long time. Anything for a buck, right? But let's continue on. All right. But it has also spawned multiple lawsuits and contentious court filings that depict a confounding love-hate relationship between its two biggest stars. According to Baldoni's versions of events, his working relationship with Lively grew close to the point where the two stars would text each other daily. They shared stories and pictures from their lives, commiserated over family illnesses and extended jokes and memes, his lawyers write. This director, and the wife of Hollywood megastar Ryan Reynolds enjoyed a quote-unquote friendly banter and a comfortable dynamic that should have made working together easy. I like sentimental Blake, Baldoni said. Okay, prompting Lively to joke, I never met her. He quipped, I also like the a-hole Blake. Don't worry. The Gossip Girl alum responded with a self-deprecating humor, writing, I've met her. So have my suppositories. Relations were similarly convivial in May 2023 on the eve of filming their hit flick about a pretty young florist who falls in love with a charming but monster of a neurosurgeon. So here it is. Here's some of the text messages. Say, well played. This is from Justin Baldoni. From Blake, she says, I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get work done that we're proud of and to do it together. It just clicks when we find it, and that's just as rewarding as filming it or editing it or marketing it or releasing it. This is all storytelling. This is why we do it. Thank you for your collaboration. I'm really proud of what we're doing. So he loved her response. Then he said, I like sentimental Blake. Never met her. I also like a-hole Blake. Don't worry. Okay, good night. I've never met her. I've met her. I'm sorry. So have my suppositories. Good night. And then, of course, he laughed at that response. Then this note means so much to me. I'm excited to start tomorrow, but it's only one piece of the journey. We started months ago, and I'm grateful for all we've built so far. Thank you so much for caring, or thank you for caring so much and for putting every bit of you into showing it. You've given so much of your time to fight for great, and to fight for great, and that hasn't gone unappreciated or unseen for a moment. Let's do this ish. And this apparently is from Blake Lively to Justin. Okay. I mean, of course, this is just her being, it just seems like she's saying like, hey, great stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's do all this. Let's work together. I mean, I can see this. I can interpret this differently. I don't always look at this and say, oh, this definitely means that they wanted to bump uglies or they were up to no good. No, I don't instantly see this. I see two people that are trying to work together. And here's the thing, making movies can be a very intimate thing. All right. It can be very much an intimate thing. And I don't mean intimacy like in that, spicy kind of way. I just mean that they're working close together. They're trying to create, right? They're creating art. And I can see two people who are working together and trying to stay positive with each other. Like, hey, we're really great at making some dope things happen. This has been fantastic. We're doing dope things. You're dope. I'm dope. We're doing dope things. Let's keep doing it, right? But we'll see, right? We'll see what really happened here. Again, anything could have happened in this situation. Real talk. Anything could have happened here. It's true. I still feel like something must have happened to spark this whole thing off, where it, like I said, and what they're showing here, it seems like they were having a really, really great honeymoon phase where everything was going good for a little bit. And then something turned. There was a turn for the worst. And I don't know what it is. We still don't know what that is. But why would it go from we're working together so greatly and it's dope, it's awesome, no, you're awesome, I'm awesome, you're awesome, I'm awesome. Did I tell you're awesome because I'm awesome too? We're doing awesome-ish. Let's go to suddenly they're plotting each other's deaths. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Something happened. What was it though? So let's see some other stuff. I'm going to tell you that you were amazing because you tease me for being so sentimental, but you were amazing today. And she says, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just a ball buster, but it means a lot to me. I care a great deal and always want to deliver. You were terrific. I'm proud of everything we did today, but really every day. And then he loved that response and he said, thank you. I don't see this as like, ooh, secret lovers. Yeah, that's what we are. I don't see that. I don't see it. I see them being like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm just going to let you know that you're doing dope things. And encouraging his actress too. Hey, you did great today. Great work today. I can't wait for tomorrow. Or, enjoy the next couple days off. Because, when you get back, just keep sending it exactly how you were doing today. You were fire. You got to remember these guys are like, these directors are like coaches to their athletes, right? So it's like, hey, man, loved how you ran that ball. Loved your hustle. Keep it up on the next game. I'll see you at practice tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not like, yeah, loved how you act, and now I need to see you naked. I don't see it. So far, I don't see it. I don't. But they're sitting there and they're saying, oh, there's some spiciness going on. Yes. And I don't see it. I really don't. Okay. But moving on, about a week later, okay, so he's like, I'm grateful for what we, or she says, I'm grateful for what we built so far. We already just talked to you guys about that. Okay. So about a week later, the married father of two, messaged Blake to say, I'm not going to tell you that you are amazing because you would tease me for being so sentimental. You know, this is him being the, he's the I'm a feminist situation right now. Okay. And they're just being nice. The love, as the world now knows, did not last, right? They were cool for a second, and then all hell broke loose. All right. Dueling lawsuits have since revealed how relations soured as Lively allegedly fought Baldoni for greater artistic control and started to feel uncomfortable during their intimate scenes. She hired her own editor to produce her own version of the film independently of Baldoni, and the pair reportedly declined to do press together. I'm just saying that's insane, don't you think? She hired her own editor, cut the film herself independently, and then it's like, nah, you don't need to be at the same premieres as me. You go over there. I'll be over here. In fact, enjoy your premiere in the basement with stacks of bottled water, because this is my movie now. Baldoni even claims that he and his family were forced to watch the premiere in a basement because Lively refused to be in the same room as him. Lively was the first to sue, claiming in a California civil rights complaint that Baldoni entered her trailer while she was without a shirt on, showed her a graphic video of his wife giving birth, and bit and sucked on her lips during an improvised kissing scene. Further accused him of conspiring to smear her reputation. Her harassment claims have global headlines thanks to the near simultaneous publication of a New York Times expose entitled What We Already Talked About Earlier, which stretched to 4,000 words and quoted heavily from the complaint. Like I said, he in the basement, y'all. Wow, that like the level of disrespect. Like, look at that. And I mean, he's gonna make best with what he got. God, that's terrible. That's so terrible. Look at him in the back, wearing his Sunday best in a damn basement. Ain't that crazy? And look in the background. Like they got some popcorn up there. Like they're like, hey, you can have all that stuff. Bye. We got you some popcorn. We got you some bottled sodas. And if you're thirsty, if you really need to hydrate, there's plenty of bottled water right behind you. Okay? So enjoy that. But you got everything? You good down here? Okay, enjoy the movie. Bye. But he's the one who directed this mother lover. You understand that, right? Spent months, if not probably close to a year, from reading the book to going through the script, making sure the script is fire, going through hours upon hours and weeks on weeks on weeks on end of fighting with the main lead, Blake Lively, dodging Ryan Reynolds, the husbands, getting all up in his face. You're shooting this movie time and time, time like over and over and over again. Countless hours, sleepless nights. And this is an opportunity to really get your name out here as not only just a director, but also as not only as an actor, but also as a director. And then you show up to the premiere and they put you in the mother-loving basement? That's insane. Like I wouldn't be surprised if his mama, his parents maybe are even there. No, I haven't seen that yet. Big Z. Did you see the New York Times doubled down on their reporting, New York Times produced an interview with their own Meghan metadata TUI. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look that up. But that's crazy, right? Now, I don't think all of this is a PR stunt. No, I don't. I don't. Not this. Why would they go out of their way? Like all this stuff, the lawsuit, the $400 million lawsuit, the complaints, all those things that have been filed. No, this is real. Maybe back in the day, at first, I thought it was a conspiracy theory. That was that. I wore my tinfoil hat for 5 seconds, and my conspiracy theory was this was one ridiculous, sloppy PR stunt to try to get people to go see this movie. Even so, if you saw, I thought that the reason why, before, we saw a new narrative now and a new theory revolving around Ryan Reynolds' interviews with the one of the love interests in the movie, right? And he's like, oh, wow, so crazy. It's not every day you get to sit down with your wife's love interest in the movie. What did you do with your butt, your booty, your ass? It's just pops. What did you do? How many squats did you do? It's just amazing, right? All that. I thought, oh, okay, he is Deadpool. He is Ryan Reynolds. He's helping promote his wife's movie. And of course, he's got that star power. So if he's promoting the movie with on top of that, he is Deadpool, right? It's perfect PR. Wow. And it's like, oh, that's cute. Oh, look at him interviewing the love interest. That's kind of funny. You don't see that every day. Like he said, you definitely don't see that every day, right? So it's like, oh, that's funny. When you first see it, if you don't know all the stuff that, say, Candace Owens kind of splayed out for all of us to listen to and watch. But it's very interesting. And so I could see that. I'm like, oh, okay. They're just making jokes. Okay. They're trying to promote this movie. They're trying to promote the hell out of this movie so it sells. Now they're going to add a lot of drama behind it. It's kind of one of those things like, oh my God, do you know that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie fell in love with each other on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith? You got to see the movie now. You just got to see it. You just need to see these two incredibly good-looking people just fall in love on the screen in real time. So what happens? Everybody goes and sees the movie. Oh, this is the movie that he started cheating on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie on. Oh, we got to see that movie now. Same thing with, wow, this is some throwbacks, but same thing with Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe. They were in a movie together too. She was married to Dennis, why am I forgetting his name? Dennis Quaid, right? She was married with him at that time. They were doing a movie together. Huge situation that was going on with Russell Crowe and Meg Ryan on the set of the movie that they were doing too. What did they do? They used that to spin it. They spun that controversy, that tabloidy crap to get people to go see the movie. The movie was trash, but everybody went and saw the movie. Did they not? They cheated on each other. Oh, she cheated on her husband with Russell Crowe in this movie. This is where they fell in love. So again, the stuff that happened before this lawsuit, I was like, oh, Dennis Quaid. Did I say it right? I thought I said it right. Dennis Quaid. But anyway, like I said, you hear all this stuff, you think instantly, oh, this is BS. This is all trash. This is all a lie. They're just making stuff up for the movie. But now that there's lawsuits, you're like, oh no, that ish be real though. That's real. Oh, that's real. You really think, not Randy Quaid. Don't do me with Randy Quaid. But you can't tell me that they would make this particular director of the movie and one of the stars of the movie play into this whole thing by putting him in the basement of the premiere. There's no way, guys. There's no way. I don't even think he was allowed to be on the red carpet, y'all. Dolphin had to go. She went into IMDb to look that up right there. Okay. But yes, proof of life. Proof of life. Indeed. Okay. But like I said, the Meg Ryan, Russell Crowe movie that they fell in love with each other, and then obviously they were not together after it was all over. Okay. But again, very interesting. So now that there's lawsuits, now that there's a lawsuit, now that there's a complaint, now that there are all these things filed, everything's for public domain. Yeah, this is not some thing. This is not just some conspiracy, because the movie's already out. It's done. It's over. It's not in theaters anymore. It's on Netflix now. You know what I'm saying? So there's really no reason for them to continue pushing this. There's no reason for that. There's none. But that breaks my heart seeing something like that. Like literally, it's like his friends, his family, people are very excited about seeing this movie. And he doesn't even get a chance to see the doggone movie in a theater and see his work on the screen with all these A-list actors. You also got to remember, this is an opportunity for him as well, a networking opportunity to shake hands with people who are actually in the theater watching the movie too and saying, damn, that was a good movie. He did a good job. You know what I mean? Hey, son, come over here. Mr. Baldoni. Baldoni, baby. We're going to make you a star. You know what I mean? He's in a basement. That's diabolical. Let's continue on, though. Let's take there's a little bit more to this, okay? After them putting him in the basement, all right, putting baby in the corner, next came the counterpunch. Baldoni sued Lively and Reynolds for defamation, turning the narrative on its head by claiming it was Lively's team doing the smearing and asking for $400 million in damages. He accused her of twisting the meaning of his texts and emails and working in tandem with Leslie Sloan, a powerful Hollywood publicist, to plant damaging stories about him in the media. It was all a ploy, Baldoni argued, to rebuild Lively's reputation after she came in for criticism for a prickly and difficult, I think they're saying, came in for criticism for being prickly and difficult in interviews and promotional events. Any negative publicity surrounding his blonde leading lady had arisen organically, his lawsuit contends. The feud took yet another explosive twist on Tuesday when they published the unseen raw video footage of Baldoni and Lively filming a romantic scene as their characters, Lily Bloom and Raul Kincaid. Lively's suit argues that Baldoni leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good," during the interaction. And we saw it. We all saw that. And I'm like, I didn't see any problem with that. I didn't see any problem with it at all. I thought it was just professional. They were having a conversation while acting at the same time, right? In the footage obtained by the Daily Mail, the pair seemed to be engaging in what appears to be a playful but professional banter between takes. In the pivotal moment, he asks Lively if he's getting beard on her. "I'm probably getting spray tan on you." She replies. That prompts Baldoni to say, "It smells so good," before they both laugh. Baldoni's lawyer, Friedman, flagged the footage as proof that his client behaved behaved appropriately and had nothing to hide. Lively countered that it confirmed her claims of harassment. Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him, but the video itself is damning. This is what her legal team said in a statement. They claim the video shows Mr. Baldoni repeatedly leaning towards Miss Lively, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she feels, and talking with her out of character. Okay. I didn't see any of that. I really, really didn't. Like I said, yes, there was the thumb thing, but they were doing shots of trying to be, like two people trying to woo each other, and there's an attraction and trying to create energy, like that palpable energy between two people. That's she did not look like she was in dire straits at all, in my personal opinion. Okay. It was reported hours later that Lively and Reynolds had asked the court to slap a protective order on Baldoni's lawyers, the gag order, okay, to stop them for making harassing and retaliatory comments to the media. Sources close to Friedman say he'll oppose the takedown because it's grossly unfair to bar Baldoni from putting his side in the public domain weeks after she was able to do when she put it out there on the New York Times. Now, of course, the New York Times thing, I heard about the New York Times being able to interview the actual reporter in regards to this whole thing. I need to take a look at that when I get a second, and most likely we'll be talking to you guys about it first thing in the morning tomorrow. Clearly, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of news being newsing. There's tuberculosis outbreaks going on in Kansas. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. There's a lot of people that are frozen out of their Medicaid accounts. It's insane. Okay. There's just so much going on. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of people that are worried, and I understand. Totally understand the fear on certain things that are going on, especially people that really need those kinds of policies and all that as well. But that's another conversation. And yeah, this past week, and we're just on tomorrow's coming very soon. But Tuesday, we just got through Tuesday. Okay. And there's a lot of people that are really, really concerned, scared, upset. I mean, within that spectrum, okay, which I do understand. I do. Kim Sparkle, real quick, back to what we were just talking about. How are you going to portray an intimate relationship without making it look that way? Just asking. Exactly, Kim. See what I'm saying? Exactly. I agree with you 100%. How you going to do that? Right? How you going to do that successfully? You're falling in love. You're trying to make it sexy. You're trying to, you know what I mean? You're trying to emulate. Yes, these two people are really, really into each other. Wow. Romance, right? That thing that we all like to see in our lives, right? That extra je ne sais quoi, that romance, right? That's all they're doing. I felt like it was completely safe, completely fine, nothing too crazy, nothing outlandish. But of course, they try to spin and go, no. You see, it's uncomfortable. You're seeing it in 4K. Harassment, man. You're seeing it right there. No, I didn't see it. I really didn't. But that's just me. Let me see here. Whitney, I mean, tomorrow will be in the morning for sure. Trying to get my stuff back on schedule, because these late shows, it is tough. Not everybody is, my audience, at least you guys who watch the show, don't really watch the super late shows. I totally understand that. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to be back on like around the 9-10 a.m. Central Standard Time. God willing, it would most likely be like 10, to be completely honest. But like I said, trying to get back on track. It's just been past couple days have been absolutely insane. So just trying to squeeze in the shows because there's a lot of newsing, and I don't want to lose my placement in a lot of the things that are going on. You know what I mean? Especially with this whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing. But then also there's a lot of stuff in the news that's going on right now that we definitely need to talk about and address, right? The world is losing its mind right now because of what was going on with Medicaid and federal funding and all that. And I don't blame them. I don't blame everybody being scared right now or people being concerned. Let's not forget. See, this is what I was saying before. It doesn't matter who we have voted in office. I mean, it does matter. But what I'm saying is once they're in office, if something changes, it affects everyone. It's not just one side right now. It affects everyone. So whoever we vote for, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Some people are really getting hit, like 74 million people. That's a lot of people, by the way, if you didn't know. 74 million people that are losing their minds over the fact that they have no access to their Medicaid right now. That's a very, very big deal. That's a very big deal. Those are all people who voted for Trump, people who didn't vote for him, people who voted for, who are moderate, etc. It's everyone. So like I said, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Because if we are screwed, we are all screwed together. We all still have to buy the same milk and eggs and bread. We all still got to go and buy gas. All of us. Doesn't matter if you're red or blue or purple or white or black or whatever. We're all screwed. Okay? Period. If they do something that screws everyone, it screws everyone. And I want everybody to know that. Because right now, I'm going to share with you guys now. Just F it. You know what I mean? We got to talk about it because it is a very big deal. Okay? There's a lot of people that need that help. A lot. And it's scary that that's happening. But I'd like to know, okay? I really would like to know what they're going to do, or if maybe this was an oversight. Maybe this was a little bit of a mistake or something, right? I think a lot of us have that question too. Like, all right, wait a second. That's a lot of people without the proper health care, without the proper help, right? And no one wants that, right? Hold on one second. Let me just get this up real quick. Real quick. Where the hell is it? One second, guys. Sorry. I didn't plan to bring this up or talk about it, but now it's like we got to discuss this for a hot minute. Shoot, man. Yep. Okay. So here's something. All right. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this because I know some of you guys are like, well, I only like it when you talk about, if it's Diddy or true crime or this, and this. And I'm like, no, we need to talk about this other stuff because there's other things that are going on in the world and we do need to talk about those things and those things matter, like these things. Okay. All right. So the outage for they're blaming the outage for locking out Medicaid, Head Start, health centers from funding site. And again, like this is a big deal, especially with the Medicaid. like I said, $74 million people are deeply affected by this situation. Do you know what Head Start is? Head Start helps so many low-income families with them getting things getting things for their kids for schools. Real talk. That is something that I think is incredibly important. Okay? Medicaid, same thing. There are a lot of men and women out here that really need, SNAP. Okay? The SNAP programs, etc. Okay? And it doesn't matter about whether you, let's just look at this, all right? But this is very important, period. It's very important because the Head Start is a program that is very important for a lot of low-income families. Same thing with healthcare, with the Medicaid. There's a lot of people that need that Medicaid that now that it's shut down for now, let me just say that, because you're right, Egyptian princess, this is just temporary. Hopefully it's just temporary, but how long is temporary? That is the thing I think a lot of people are concerned about, right? And these things do matter, okay? Don't get sick anytime soon, guys. Don't. Because God only knows what's going to happen. If it's just temporary, when is the temporary? How long is temporary, right? Is it just for today? And then everything gets turned back on? Could it be a situation, right? Could it be a situation like, Egyptian, real talk. Let's be respectful. But honestly, what's temporary then? Should I yell it at you too? So you understand it too? I'm just saying, when you say it's temporary, what is how long is temporary? Real talk, how long is temporary? Come on. Think about that. Now, if it is temporary and it's just for temporary for a lot of people, not good. Some people need that help right now. Some people need to refill some people need to refill their medications, etc. There's a lot of things here to put in consideration. Real talk. Again, but like I said, I'm hoping that they have some answers here very, very soon. But I can understand why there's 74 million people that might be a little nervous right now. Let's be real. So the White House blamed an outage for locking out a wide range of organizations and agencies on Tuesday from the online systems responsible for drawing down federal health dollars. Now, I hope this is true. Okay. Multiple state Medicaid programs reported late Tuesday that they have been able to resume accessing their payment systems after the nationwide lockout, which is great. Okay. Multiple states have said that now, which is good. The interruption had sparked outcry from state governments, nonprofits, and lawmakers in the wake of the Trump administration's move to freeze spending across the federal government. After legal challenges were filed against the funding freeze, a federal judge issued a stay temporarily halting the move until she can hear arguments in the case. So, all right, state Medicaid agencies, federally funded Head Start, early education programs, and community health centers had been among those cut off from access to the Payment Management Services web portal, or PMS, run by the Government of Health and Human Services, which handles billions of dollars of payments every single year. We have confirmed no payments have been affected. That's good news. They are still being processed and sent. We expect the portal will be back online shortly. This is what the new White House press secretary said in a post on X. Now, again, if it was just an outage, then that's great news. And again, remember, they were shutting a whole thing. Like, he was like, I'm cutting this out. I'm cutting all this stuff out. So I can see something might have been cut out that they didn't know was going to get cut out. And they're trying to right that wrong, which is good news. Again, if the temporary thing have very well been that temporary. But we'll see. They say multiple states have said things are up and running and everything is fine on their parts in certain states. But I'm wondering about the other ones because, again, there's a lot of people that do need those that kind of help. Real talk. Again, like I said, him doing what he's doing, not sitting here saying anything bad about it. Like as far as the other things that, other orders and things that he's putting out, that's he's putting those things out. That's on him. I don't know everything on that. So I step back and I sit back and I just watch from afar. But when we hear stuff like that, that does get people a little scared, a little perturbed. But it's nice to know that things are kind of turning back on and getting back up and running. And I think that's important, right? I think that's good to know. But like I said, Medicaid, Head Start, programs like Head Start, those are incredibly, incredibly important for all of our low-income families and for those kids. So again, I'm hoping that they're correcting things and making things good. Okay. But that's just one thing, right? That's just one thing. Again, we get into the conversation about any of those things, politics and all that, and of course, it gets crazy. But it is what it is. But I'm glad that they're fixing it. Whatever this outage was, I'm glad that they're fixing it because, again, it would have really upset a lot of people. Nina, yes, I've heard about the DJ Academic situation and it's gross. It is absolutely gross. Okay? I saw it. I saw the video. It's gross. He shouldn't have said or done any of that of what he did. And what's coming to him is exactly what he gets. That's basically it. That's what he gets. He shouldn't have done or had that conversation with a person who is not of age. Live. And what's crazy to me also on top of that is you have somebody who is repeatedly saying his age. He's like, nah, bruh, I'm 15. Nah, homie, that's gross. I'm 15. Over and over again. And shout out to that kid for being so smart. He must have been having some really good conversations with his parents, knowing what is grooming and what is not grooming and all that stuff. Shout out to the parents, real talk. But at the same time, that is a conversation that should not have happened with that kid. And what's crazy to me, what's even more, what's even insane to me, what's more insane is that if the cameras weren't on, if they weren't live and they were like all talking in a room, what else would they have said? What other crazy ish would have come out of his mouth? Think about that for a second, guys, because he's talking about like trying to turn this kid out. Real talk. Live on a show, right? Imagine if the cameras weren't rolling, nothing was being recorded, and he was in this room with that kid and maybe these other dudes. How far was that conversation really going to go? For a fact there was at least a wall, not much of a wall. There was a lot of space where he was running around and saying all kinds of crazy stuff. But imagine that there was like a wall that is like, I can't say anything more than what I'm saying here because I know I'm on camera. Yet he still said what he said on camera, which was insane. But imagine if he was actually in a room with this dude, with all of his boys, same guys that were on that live, talking to that kid with no cameras running, nothing being recorded. Imagine what he could have said. The freedom to say whatever he wants. He was saying pretty crazy stuff, pretty wild stuff then. Imagine how wild it could have gotten if he wasn't being filmed. Imagine that. That's insane. Yeah, Rose, and absolutely, absolutely gross. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to kids like that. You just don't, okay? We got better things to do than that. Real talk, okay? But, guys, I got to get going. That is the show. I appreciate all y'all. It really does mean a lot. Thank you so much for being on. It's late, but I'll be back on in the morning. We got things to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about those things, trust and believe. But I appreciate you again for being here and spending some time with me. Okay. And just checking out some of just listening and watching some other variety of other topics other than just one topic, right? Trying to bring in a little bit more to the show other than just one topic, right? So I appreciate you guys for doing that. And again, not every show is going to be a variety of articles. Some may just be one topic because is all the time we have. You know what I mean? And some may just have a few articles or a few things that are going on in the news because there's a lot going on and we all need to be savvy on what's popping in these streets. But I appreciate you being here, guys. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Don't forget to do that. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms, please, and thank you. All right? Don't forget, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. Check out PascalMerch.com. All right? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.